Hey, man, you're in a privileged position right now. You're in a place to be.
With TKB, the Bushleague Sports Friends Fantasy Show.
When are we making movies again?
Trenches. Come get some work on your free time. Nico Trenches, we train O-line and D-line. Getting sacks on quarterbacks, you know we live. When you kick at 45, keep your nose on his inside. You better punch something, keep your feet moving, dog. My 3 tech and 1 tech, they some real hoes. My DN 6'5", he ain't got no flaws. Good grades, good feet, man, he got it all. I said it crazy, he'll snatch something. Real aggressive jump, said he tryna grab something. If the old don't shoot their hands, you better jab some. You better stab some, bull then snatch some. From the youth to the pros, we get it in. If you ain't watching film, you ain't trying to win. If you close the beat gap, then you gotta spin. If you get around the edge, then you gotta bend. I'm in the trenches where the lineman at. I'm in the trenches where the lineman at.
When are we making movies
I'm in the trenches where the lineman at. Where the lineman at. Where the lineman at. D tackle, do your dance. D ends, do your dance. Centers, do your dance. Guards, do your dance. Tackle, do your dance. I'm in the trenches where the lineman at. I'm in the trenches where the lineman at.
We're done, Jerry. Rock'em, sock'em hockey.
And I was getting drinks, and I was getting snacks, and I was taking photos in the back of all the food.
Wait a minute, drinks. You're 19 years old.
Yeah, I'm talking about Mountain Dews, baby. All right.
He called me baby.
The return to glory.
I never thought we'd see anything that could rival the hug with his father in 1997, but we just did. That will be the greatest scene
Get ready,
in golf
folks, for the next little while.
forever.
We're going to
Jim
show you
Nantz.
what I call rock'em, sock'em hockey. We're going to start with the goaltenders. Now, why would anybody want to be a goaltender? Blue likes them, but she's a little flaky, too.
Show me what you're working with. Come on.
Angie Dundee, Ali's trainer, right next to me is saying it. You may hear him. Down goes Frazier! Down goes Frazier! Down goes Frazier!
Everybody that you fight is not your enemy.
Where my dogs
Everybody
at?
that helps you is not your friend.
Where my dogs at?
And that's what life taught me.
Now. Some of y'all got their dogs. That's like that sandbox. This would be some perfect theme speed, though. It's like you in a theme park.
Frontside 1080 double court.
So you
setting
need
up for
some
the
theme
money
music.
meter.
Yeah.
Oh, backside triple court. 1440. Salute to the crowd.
All right,
Where
Mark,
my dogs
congratulations
at?
for the second time
Where
in
my
your career.
motherfucking dogs
2 gold
at?
medals and 1 X Games.
What? Huh?
I'm here with the winner, Derek Lewis. Derek, why'd you take your pants off?
I like that. Now break that down for me. Now.
Brady goes for the big ball to Moss. He reels it in with Brady again to Moss. Touchdown Patriots.
I'm sure you've experienced this moment where you skate down the street and some shit for brains yells out of his window, "Do a kickflip! Do a kickflip! Do a kickflip!" That's it.
The look away to Livingston. Jordan.
Like that. Bang, bang.
Two of the biggest stars in female sport lined up in the women's singles final on the centre court. Serena Williams faced Maria Sharapova, winning just 1 game in the whole match.
Let's go. We're live. Episode 8, Bushleague Sports. I'm your host, TKB. I'm stoked to be here tonight. We're bringing the vibes. We're coming in late. We were working. We were dadding. We were doing everything, getting dialed in for tonight. But as always, soon as we go live, we bring the juice. We got all things to get into tonight. World Series, NHL outdoor game, NFL picks, all kinds of stuff. My co-host is here. He's down in Texas. Rangers just won the World Series. He's probably hyped as hell. So let's get him up here. Let's get rolling. We got to bring the energy tonight. The boys are coming in faded, so we got to bring a little juice. So we're going to start now. What's going on, brother? Let's go, man.
It's going to take me some time to build up to your level, man, but I'll get there, dude. I switched it up today. Got the Alien Friend deck in the background, man. Shout out to the Alien Friends and everything they're doing. Love those guys, man. And I see your plushies up there. You know my kids. They all have plushies. But, dude, hey, I know I wanted to talk to you about something earlier in this space, but there's one thing. Space, it's a podcast. What am I doing right now?
It could be a space if we learned how to do both at the same time.
No, I know. We need to get more professional, but this is Bush League.
We're doing good.
I mean, what do you expect? What do you expect? But dude, listen, at the beginning of the intro, they say, if you're not watching film, you ain't trying to win. Dude, did you watch the Johnny Manziel documentary? And he's like, watching film? Like, what? No, I didn't watch any film. I'm like, what? Are you kidding me? Like, you made it. Like,
it was all just about after the game. He was like, I just played the game to do the partying. That's it. But it was like so naturally good. He could have been amazing if he cared.
Exactly, dude. He was just a special player, especially in college, and you know, he didn't need to do that. And some people just have that talent, and it's really cool. But anyway, dude, how have you been, man? What's been going on? It's been a week since I rugged you. I don't know if I don't remember. I haven't went back and watched the rest of that. I didn't even watch the rest of it, man. I was too embarrassed. I was at the airport in Hawaii, and I unplugged my phone from the wall and like start walking to the gate as I give my last pick, and then my phone goes out, and I'm like, oh shit, oh shoot. I don't know if I can say that. Can I say shit on YouTube?
Do shit, hell, whatever. Who cares? So it's probably gonna come out of me tonight. I'm gonna get mine. But yeah, no, you like made it like 4 steps and rugged. And I mean, what do you expect? I'm a professional, man. I was just on the ball, immediate, kept it rolling, dialed it in, finished.
No trash. You didn't throw any hate my way. No trash.
The guys trying to fly out. You're trying to fly out of Honolulu. That's good. Live a little. You stayed right till the end. What are we going to give you the beaks for? That's good.
I love it. Nah, dude. But what else? How's your week going?
It's good. As you know, we got busy at work, just back grinding on every day. So that's why I said we're maybe a little bit late here. But it's winter season now in Saskatchewan, as probably evidenced by the outdoor game. You know, we got the ice outdoor in Canada. She's wintertime now. So that was good to see that game. We'll get into that a little later. But I just got a lot busier at work with my oilfield company, and in the middle of just training some guys, trying to make it so that I can put a little more time into this to hopefully really turn it into something. So right now, just still grinding out, training some guys. Maybe by next month, we'll be a little freer, but just working, grinding. Dad, it was Halloween, obviously, so got the little minion out. That was pretty good. Took her out. She was dressed up like a cat. So took.
Oh, there you go.
She's 3 for everybody else who's maybe watching or tuning in later. Little girl's 3, so she's kind of just starting to get it. You know, like she was doing like the trick or treat. You tell her, and she'd say it at the door, and she had her. The first couple houses, she was trying to just like come in and pick her own candies, and you're like, no, it doesn't work like that, honey. You gotta wait. But no, it was good. It was nice to just hang out with my little lady for a couple of days and take her touring around and just get a little dad time in, and then now back grinding. And here we are, Thursday night, 13-13, third quarter. As you know, I like to pick against your boys, so we'll see who comes out on top here tonight. But
let's make our Thursday pick right now. We can't wait until there's more points. Let's just pick our Thursday.
I always pick against you. I know you're
all right. Cool. Steelers. All right, perfect. Let's go. That's easy. But hey, yeah, man. My Halloween went good as well. The kids had a great time. My son dressed up as Blue Beetle. For those who haven't seen the Blue Beetle movie, it's a pretty fun one. So he's 5. He dressed up as Blue Beetle, man. Very willing to give me candy during the experience, right? Very willing to go up and get candy for me at doors. So that went really well. Now that we're home, the candy's kind of off limits for Dad. So it's been a little rough. I got to teach you about the Halloween fairy. My wife has this little thing that she calls the Halloween fairy, and she'll give the kids a couple bucks if they put like 90% of their candy on the front porch, and they don't. I mean, my youngest is just like, yeah, $2, sweet, and he puts out probably $10 worth of candy on the front porch, and the Halloween fairy leaves him $2. So, kind of.
Just to get to eat a little less of the junk that rolls in, or what?
Yeah. I mean, I end up eating it all anyway. So I'm wearing sweatpants all day during the winter months to let the belly out. But yeah, it's been it was definitely fun.
No, that's good. That's good. I know for me, it's like I said, my little girl, she's 3. She's almost going to be 4 in a bit. She loaded up. It was pretty easy for me to just like take whatever I wanted.
There you go. There you go. There you go.
I'll run the candy show right now. I probably got another. I think by next year I'm screwed. But I'm still. But like, obviously, I'm not just going to eat all my kids' candy. But like, I don't need her to eat all of it. That's
exactly.
Insane. There's a couple things where I'm like, she's got about 4 of these. I could, she'll be okay. I crush 1 or 2. She'll be all right.
Dude, I need my son to keep all his chiclets until Elise gets to juniors. You know what I mean? We gotta have some teeth for them early pictures. And then when he gets to juniors, it'll be they can go, they can come or they can go. It'll be whatever. It's
funny. I was thinking earlier, me and you got to find some pictures from like the 90s when we were young playing hockey.
So I will absolutely have pictures. I have tons of them. I have, the in front of the crease, the poorly lit in front of the goal with the old Cooper gloves, old Cooper helmet. Oh, I got it for sure. I broke my arm one year and I had like an adult glove over my cast that was cut up, but it was the old like leather color Cooper. So yeah, I had that for a while.
Nice. Yeah, no, I did. My mom's been pulling out old like newspaper clippings. It's funny, man. Like, so like when I would have played AA or like any AAA hockey, like for a little bit when I was younger, I mean, that stuff's like, it's in the newspaper, right? It's not on the internet. It's trippy to think that like, mid 90s, it was still kind of like, that's where the stuff was. Right. So cool. I got like some old pictures of me in like the newspaper and stuff. It's funny.
Yeah. That's pretty cool. In the US where I was at, it wasn't like that. Right. Hockey wasn't where I lived. I think I talked about it in a previous podcast where my high school didn't have a team, so I couldn't play for a high school. I played, travel out of my the rink that I played in was 30 minutes away, but the high school that was in the city that I played in was winning state all the time, and hockey still wasn't huge around the area. It was huge in that city, or I guess that town. It wasn't a huge place, but it was huge there, but around the area it wasn't. So in the newspapers outside of that town, it wasn't huge, but yeah, now it's blown up here in Dallas. Hockey is everything in a sense. I mean, maybe, winning the cup in 99, Mike Modano down here, at Belfour, the goalies, coming out of Dallas.
Goal, I remember it. I was rattled.
No goal. Yeah, it was for sure a goal, but no.
100% no goal.
In today's hockey for sure. But so my son, I wanted to tell you, my son's
today's hockey, it is a goal. In that hockey, it was no goal. Don't you try to walk away from it now. That was no goal. 100%. 1999. That was the biggest scam in the history of Earth. No goal. I'm not even a fan.
Because they were guarding the blue. They were guarding the blue.
I was guarding the blue paint season, and every single goal, every single time, there was like a milliliter of a freaking skate in the ice. Like it was no goal. And they were like consistent on how lame it was the entire season. And I clearly as day remember being a 12-year-old kid. And this happened. I knew more than enough about hockey because I've been playing for like 7 years. And I understood the rule of like, hey, foot in the crease, it's no goal. And that was 100% foot in the crease, tuck. By the standard of that season, no goal. So don't you give me your shenanigan, Dallas. No, that's some shenanigans. They might have still won it, but that was no goal. The game should have kept going. End of story. If we had an editor play the clip, Hasek would have saved it, but he probably knew, like, oh, foot's crease, we're good.
I'm gonna move on. I feel like we're already riding high after the World Series win last night, so we'll just take it and keep rolling.
From you can have that one because it was fair and square, but that's shit. Nope, you ain't getting it. I don't care. We're going back in the rewind.
All right, yeah, play it. I'll watch it. I'll watch it later.
You bring up 99, you're gonna hear about it every time.
Edit. So my son, he's not quite there yet. He's not as aggressive as other kids. He'll get there, right? He's 5 years old. So some of the other kids are really in tune. They're really in the zone, really going after the puck every play. Where my son, sometimes I would say 30% of the time he's going after the puck as hard as he can. The other 30, I would say 30% of the time he's half butting it, half assing it. and then the other 30 he's just kind of skating in circles, like looking at the ceiling, So as a dad, and you see him play hard for 30%, and you want to see that all the time, it's like, oh my gosh, what do you like? Come on, please, bud. Like we can try, right?
Let him roll, right? Like, I mean,
so I've kind of that's what's my mindset has been lately, is just like, hey, if I'm starting to get a little frustrated, I just kind of walk away, and I always, I'm stoked that he comes off. He's like, Dad, did I do good? I'm like, bud, did you have fun? You did so good. So we'll see how it goes, but it's definitely been interesting. And I've been seeing Evgeny Dodonov. So I don't know if he has a son the same. He plays for the Stars. He's on the second line there with with Jamie Benn and Johnston. And he has a kid that's the same age. And I don't know if it's his kid or a family member that comes off the ice and then goes in the Stars locker room, because the facility closest to us is the Stars practice facility. So you see Evgeny walk off like from the Stars locker room and face the glass, and then like he'll open the bench, and the kid will get off the bench and go in the Stars locker room and change. It's kind of cool.
That'd be cool if you're a kid of like a hockey player like that, right?
Yeah. And my son has no idea, but the dad's like on the other side of the ice. We're like, oh, look, it's Daddy. His nickname's Daddy. We're like, oh, Daddy's over there. So it's a pretty cool experience to
it's awesome just to kind of get to rub shoulders with one of the guys.
Yeah, for sure. The first time he walked by me, like I saw him and he saw me.
Or does he just hang out on the other side and he's like, I ain't talking to those old peasant dads?
Yeah, for sure. No, absolutely not. So my first time seeing him there, he walked like out of the Stars locker room, like moved the gate and walked around and went up in the bleachers, just hood up, the normal NHL hoodie with his number in the corner. You know what I mean? I think that they all have them now. Yeah. And just kind of sat up there, hood up, and watched practice. And it was the first time I saw him, and I didn't know if he had a kid on the team or not. And I was like, oh, that's cool. I wonder if he's just kind of waiting for the trainer or something like that. And he's like, I'm just going to go out and see the local talent in the U6 division. But it was a cool experience, man. It's been fun. You got to get your daughter in hockey. You got to get her playing the little girl rippers. I love it.
Yeah, no, probably next year. Maybe I'll get her. I'll probably get her.
Get her on some skates. Yeah.
She'll get skating this year. But yeah, I mean, you just gotta let the kid roll, right? Like if he likes it, he likes it. If he doesn't, he doesn't. I think there comes points where like the better approach is to like sit down with the kid and be like, do you like this? Do you not like this? Do you think it's something that you want to do? Is it something you really enjoy? And then if the answer is yes, then hey, sometimes you're maybe not giving her all the time.
Yeah.
More. At the end of the day, kids got to have fun. And
it's too early for that conversation.
Parents like who worry about like their kids trying to get to the show, right? And it's even more and more and more and more now. Like it was like that when I was a kid a little bit, but like I'd say it's way worse now. Like and I think everybody's just got to calm down, relax. You want to drive your kid. You don't want them to be lazy, right? But at the same time, you can't like take the joy out of something. They're either want
absolutely agree 100%.
Should we? Or no, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say let's jump into it. I have another silly story, but I'm gonna save it for another one. We've been going for a while talking about me.
Well,
let's talk some football.
Well, I was gonna say, why don't we maybe even just get right into the Battle of Alberta a little bit. We spent the last 10-20 rapping about hockey. We may as well wrap it up with a little bit, keep in the spirit of things, because obviously we just had last week there the Outdoor Classic Battle of Alberta. You're down in Texas there, but obviously for those who don't know, and you might, like the Edmonton and Calgary, pretty close. They're big rivals, right? It's kind of like the New York teams. When they battle each other, it's a big rivalry, same as Edmonton, Calgary. So it's pretty cool to have that outdoor game at the CFL arena out in Edmonton. There, it was pretty cool to see the Oilers. I was like, oh, that hit hard a little bit because I'm an Oilfield guy, so the boys are coming out in the coveralls pregame. I don't know if you've seen that or not.
I did. Yeah, I watched the whole game, man. It was an amazing game. Obviously Edmonton is a tough team, and Calgary's having a struggling start to the season. The Battle of Alberta is I'm in Texas, but I'm a huge hockey fan. It is my favorite rivalry, maybe one of my top 3 favorite rivalries. Watching Calgary and Edmonton play in the playoffs are the best series of all times. Just the way their fans are into it, the intensity of the games. Oh my God, it is amazing. So anytime they're on the ice, I'm watching the highlights for sure.
I would say that, like, and maybe I'm incorrect, but like scrapping in hockey in Western Canada is like probably, it's like that tough aspect of the game is probably still interacted here more than most other places in the world too. Like you just get that extra bit of grit out here. There's a bunch of, you get all the tough boys and everybody just wants a battle. They love that shit around here.
Yeah. Again, such an awesome thing, a great place for them to do it. I think that McJesus, McNasty, McDavid, whatever you want to call him, I think that he brings more light to Edmonton and all Western Canada hockey, right? Because obviously they're going to be playing Calgary more, they're going to be playing Vancouver more. So him all over Canada really helps. I don't know if the NHL is making enough off of his skill level being in Edmonton. And, if he was in an original 6 location, like if he was in Detroit, how big he would be and how big it would be for the NHL. But it's definitely been great for the city of Edmonton. Obviously since Gretzky, they haven't had a name like this, right? There's only a few names like this ever of all time. So it's great.
Yeah, for sure it is. And obviously you see him kind of peddling Bedard a little bit in Chicago pretty hard nowadays and stuff too. Like almost feel sorry for the kid at times, but that's just the way it goes. And then obviously I'm rocking the Wings jersey. The boys, they started off pretty fire. They slowed down a little bit. They got shut out the other night. But the Red Wings, obviously my favorite squad, they've been doing all right. I figured I better put the jersey on. I better celebrate the glory now while they're 6-4-1. They're in the plus because they could be going under 500 anytime soon, and we could be right back to what I've been seeing for the last 4 or 5 years. But they're looking sharp. They're looking good. Larkin's ripping. You love to see that. And it's nice to see the boys still kind of trucking along.
Larkin is so impressive. At last year when I thought that he was going to be available at the deadline, there was some talk about Detroit not renewing his contract. And when him and Bertuzzi were coming up, I was like, man, if Dallas can find a way to get Larkin, I mean, it would be. And then you almost, he's not this huge NHL name. I mean, obviously he is, but he's not, the top 10 NHL names. So, and then he goes to the All-Star game and just murks everybody. He murks everybody at the All-Star game. I think that easily, I don't remember who won. Kachuk won the All-Star game MVP last year. If Larkin's Division I, I mean, it could have easily been him. So, yeah, I don't know where I was going with that. I have no clue.
No, that's awesome. But no, the kid is good. He's not the household name you'd think to be like the star standout player of a team, but he is it. I got him like 6th, 7th round in a lot of drafts. And
really,
like the number, yeah, like the people were off on him, and he's like the number 2, 3 player in fantasy right now. So that's been pretty studly to see. And then obviously for anyone who does play hockey fantasy, the one thing I always talk about is man games, making sure you're set up, trying to have the most man games. Hockey is really just relying on things like shots, hits, things like that. More opportunities, more chances to get those stats. So for me, always playing into man games. This week, we had a few teams playing 4 games, but we're on the latter half of the week. So what I started looking to now come Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and I'm just trying to pull it up here while I look at it. But you're trying to find some teams. Like what I would say is if I have a few moves left, I'm probably looking to like Philly or St. Louis this week. They got 2 games back-to-back Friday, Saturday. So you can use a move. You can get a guy that plays Friday, Saturday, drop them, see what exactly you might need on Sunday to get out there when your matchup and pick up another player. So it's a sneaky little strategy. And then something I might even do too is whatever guy I'm picking up to play on Saturday, I might even be just looking into, Sunday. I might be looking into next week and seeing if I can find a guy who's playing Sunday, Monday, get a man game on my guy next week out of the deal, and see where that goes. And next week, same thing. Few teams playing 4 games. Most of them are playing 4 games. on the latter half of the week. But team I'd be targeting is probably Tampa, even if they got some stragglers that are just chilling around right now. Not your everyday guys that are in your fantasy hockey lineups, but they're playing Monday, Tuesday, Thursday. So the heaviest schedule next week for sure. There's a couple other guys, like I say, played 4 games, but most of those are like a Thursday, Saturday, Sunday type of schedule. Toronto's got, I think, a Monday, Wednesday game. But I would be really trying to, a couple guys that have a few games left. Probably, like I say, Philly and St. Louis are good targets here for Friday, Saturday, and then going into next week, Tampa heavy, run that. You'll be able to get 3 man games out of your Tampa guys. Then you could even keep them, roll them into Friday, and then see what you need to do Sunday, get 4 man games out of the guy. Or depending what you're looking like, you could, drop them after Thursday. Now go pick up a guy from someone like, again, Philly or even Vegas. There's a few teams, a whole bunch of other teams, Carolina, Calgary, Boston, all playing back-to-back games Friday, Saturday. Now all of a sudden with 2 moves, you've gotten, 5 man games out of those 6 days, and that's really helpful. And then if you got a league where you got 4 or 5 moves in a week, I mean, you could be doing that twice. And if you had a guy that was about to play 2 times, and you were going to get 4 man games, and all of a sudden, suddenly you're strategizing a little bit, getting yourself in the position to have 12, 13, 14 man games out of the week, clearly just going to get more points. So big thing I played with my hockey strategies for sure.
I think next year I got to cut one of my fantasy football leagues and do a fantasy hockey league with you, because it sounds like a blast. Again, I did it a long time ago, and I need to get back into it, and the strategy of it, it sounds great. So I'll definitely jump into that, man. Looking at my teams, Dallas, obviously, just rolling, lost one in we lost 1 in regular time to Toronto and lost 1 in OT. To Vegas. Other than that, we got 6 wins. We're playing right now. Who do we got?
Who's your favorite young guy playing right now? Who's your favorite young guy?
Of course. Yeah, I'm a Rope Hintz over Robertson guy. I like them both. I mean, we just got such a strong young core. Miro Heiskanen. The Stars are going to be solid for a long time, as long as they can stay within the cap. With Pavelski, getting older in his career, Pavelski's my favorite player right now in the NHL. He'll be my favorite player for a long time. Just the career that he's had, American-born player. You can't say much. I want to get a picture of my son with Pavelski. I got to figure out how to do that this year. Get his autograph on a stick or something. I mean, just a legend, Hall of Famer, no doubt. 7th round pick. Just a grinder, man. Pavelski's great. The Stars haven't been playing him in front of the net as much this year. Last year, he was getting all these tips on the power play. He's been kind of out of the point a lot on the power play this year, which is kind of interesting. So we'll see what happens, but they've been playing well. Hopefully they grab the win tonight. But my Penguins too. The Penguins are struggling. Erik Karlsson came in hoping for a good year. Right now they're sitting at the bottom of the Metro. Lots of season left. Not getting blown out. So hopefully there's still time for that. But TKB, I wanted to ask you, any desire to get down to a Winter Classic or a Heritage Classic? There's one. I mean, it's not super close to you coming up, but here in January, I believe up in Seattle, we got the Vegas Golden Knights and the Seattle Kraken for the Winter Classic.
Yeah, I seen that. I thought that would be a cool one for to happen up in Seattle there. You know what I actually did, and for anybody who follows on with Vayner Sports or any of what they're doing, through Vayner Sports Pass there, you can get access to different events. I actually just put in a request yesterday, might even been today. I think it was yesterday though, for them to see if they maybe wanted to put the event up for auction or up for bid through their program. But in February, so the outdoor classic I was looking at for hockey in Rutherford, East Rutherford, New Jersey, back-to-back days, right? That was looking pretty juicy. Philly and Jersey on the first night, and then Rangers and Islanders. So to me, that would be something cool to take in. I've wanted to get out to New York, be able to get out there for back-to-back outdoors would be pretty cool. I would take that over Seattle just for the fact you could do 2. I think it's going to be a pretty cool experience that they're doing that. So that's something that I think I'm literally going to try to get down to in February. I think it's something that's on my list.
Dude, man, I did not go to the Winter Classic in Dallas.
I mean, I did just go to the one in Edmonton, but I'm busy. I'm training a guy. I got people that.
How far away are you from Edmonton? Aren't you like 4 hours?
Yeah, that's
4.
That's
well,
people
Dallas.
Like everywhere else are like 4 hours. It's a long drive. Us Canadians, 4 hours is like that's the next town.
That's what I tried to work in the morning.
It is. I drove 2.5 hours this morning.
Dude, I'm so bummed. So they did the one in Dallas in 2020, like right before COVID popped off at the Cotton Bowl, which is where they hold the Red River rivalry game between
college team or whatever there.
Yeah, OU and Texas. And it's right where Texas has their state fair, and it's just a big deal. And it's tough to get down there. Parking is a nightmare. I heard it was terrible to get in, terrible to get out, but I heard the event was like awesome. It was a great Winter Classic. Stars won. Corey Perry got ejected like early. Crazy game. Corey Perry doing Corey Perry things.
I remember that game, man.
Yeah, it's a bum that I missed it. Bum that I didn't get to go. Regret it. You say no regrets. I definitely regret that one. I definitely regret not getting tickets to that, not getting out there and going because that was a legendary game. Yeah, dude. Do you have a Winter Classic or a Heritage Classic memory that kind of sticks out in your mind?
Honestly, not really. Like I don't know. It's hard for me to like pinpoint a memory to a game that was outdoor. It'll probably change if I attended one. But I mean, I guess as a Canadian, I've watched like 100,000 NHL games on TV.
And outdoor games probably in real life.
Yeah, so it's like, I guess I can't think of anything that comes to mind where I remember it as an outdoor thing. Like I remember a lot of special hockey moments, but I don't recall something that sparks my interest that happened outdoors. Like there might be somewhere that someone says, and I'm like, oh yeah, I remember that happening. Like I do kind of remember Corey Perry. Like I can't remember what he did. He like slashed someone in the face or something. I don't know what he did.
It was an elbow. I don't even remember either. I think it was an elbow, maybe. I just remember him getting ejected, and then like the long walk to the locker room because you're in a giant stadium and it's like you got to walk like a football field to get to the locker room. Yeah,
that's funny. I can't say there's one that just particularly pops to mind, but again, that'll probably change once I attend one, right? Because
you're gonna have 2 to attend here this year, hopefully, and you'll have lots of memories.
If I go, we'll see.
Mine is the first Winter Classic in 2000. I don't remember, maybe 2008, 2009. Buffalo versus Pittsburgh in Buffalo. Shootout. Ryan Miller, it was snowing, and Ryan Miller had the helmet, but had the beanie on over top the helmet, and Crosby scored on him in the shootout to win the game. So that's a good memory from the Winter Classic. Yeah, there's been some crazy ones. I think there was one, I don't know if it was last year, 2 years ago, Minnesota versus St. Louis, and it was like -20 outside. They were freezing cold. It was a crazy game.
I want to say,
yeah,
maybe I'm wrong too. I want to say they maybe did one in like Banff or Lake Louise or something out on the ice once, if I recall. Or maybe I'm losing my mind, but that one.
No, they did one on Lake Tahoe or right off of Lake Tahoe, and I don't remember watching that one, but I know they did one right off Lake Tahoe. So I wouldn't be surprised if they did one in Banff.
Yeah, no, that one was pretty cool. It might be that one, but I know they did one like on the lake. It was pretty cool.
Heck yeah, man. We've been talking for 30 minutes. Most of it's been about hockey. We're 2 huge hockey fans right now. Yeah, no, we're 2 huge hockey fans, and this what gets us going. So you can
the show you were chatting about the kids bantering around. We got a couple good stories, but I'm all for ripping into some football here. 16-13. I might be up 1-0 as we go into it. I know we both were busy weeks. We didn't quite get into what we had going on with week 7 there. I don't know if we ended up figuring out exactly what our final scores were. So I think we can maybe carry that over, figure it out next week, and we'll make sure we get it up on our blog over on www.bushleaguesports.io or bushleaguemedia.com. Me and you will chat behind the scenes and we'll sort that out. Hey, we're Bush League. We're dads. We're just here. We're trying to give the people some laughs. If you don't know what our picks were, you'll survive. Get over it. I don't know what else to tell you. You'll be okay. Go jot them down yourself if you care that much. But we'll get them. They're live. They're recorded. We can't change them. I don't want to make some bullshit up and then people go back like these Bush Leaguers are lying yet. No. So you guys, we don't got the stats for you this week. We didn't got the time. If you want to join the team, you want to be our statistician, I'll be your best friend. I'll send you some free sports drinks or something. I don't know what.
Some pickled sausages. I'll get some pickled sausages.
Oh, I do have pickled sausages. I'll hook that shit up. I made the Red Wings jersey. I got like 97 of them. But nonetheless, let's get into this week. So you want to get into this week, see where we roll, see what we pick. What do we got? We're rolling. Is this full on week 8 we're buzzing into right now?
Let's I do want to highlight a couple things real quick on week 6, if you don't mind, or week 7. Do you mind if I bring one thing up?
I want to say that I think, you wrote that down and I just mumbled week 7, but just for the record, we aren't that Bush League. We do know that last week was week 8 and that's actually we did was week 8 last week. So don't sweat that. But yeah, we are going into week 9. But let's.
All right. Got it. There we go. Love it. Okay. Yeah. Let's get into week 9 picks then.
I love it. Obviously, we already told everybody where we're going tonight with the Titans Steelers. I think one thing we're going to do tonight, because it's something we really got to go over it. I'm gonna bring it up through my sleeper app and go over some of the starters and standings and where the teams are going. And obviously, big shouts to Sleeper, one of the best fantasy apps out there. We host all our sports leagues on it. But I think we're going to turn off, if you'll have it, I think we're going to turn off this little alarm tonight. Oh, you can't even see it. We got a little alien friend blocking. That's perfect. A little alien friend blocking. We're going to turn that bad boy off. We're not going to rush through the picks tonight because we got pure chaos going on in the NFL right now, right? There's there's no quarterback. Who's playing? Aiden O'Connell. We got just all these crazy Jalen. Oh man, it's a mess out there at quarterback this week. And I kind of want to get into that a little bit. I think there's 10 or 12 quarterbacks that were just
I picked up Derek Carr today. I picked up Derek Carr to play this weekend. I don't know what I'm going to do.
Actually, at the wasteland that we already are at, that was Derek Carr actually available. He's actually kind of good.
Yeah, it's all pickup. Yeah. Okay.
I mean, I would have doubted him to be there. I'm literally in the wasteland, Jalen Hall that just went to Vikings and Aiden O'Connell, who's starting for Jimmy Garoppolo, who's benched, and who else we got? Man, okay, so I just made a greasy fantasy football trade too in our dynasty league because some of the guys
tell me about it.
They've lost a few players, right? They've got a couple guys going out, Cousins going out, Garoppolo's getting benched. It's bye weeks. It's a chaos out there. I picked up Jalen Hall off waivers. I spent my entire budget, $197, blew the entire fab on her. This is dynasty, so you don't get no more. It's not like our other league, so it's done. I got no money. I already had Aiden O'Connell stashed in my taxi squad. And then I had picked up Sean Clifford, the backup to Green Bay. So it's a fair deal. I think it's a dynasty league. You can't those are the quarterbacks. There's no one on waivers. And I was able to. I offloaded all 3 of those young rookies for a 4th, a 2nd. Michael Carter, who maybe if Dalvin Cook gets shipped out of the Jets, Michael Carter will be ripping. I don't know. We'll see. I basically see him as valueless, but. I'll take a 2nd and a 4th for 3 guys I picked off waivers in a dynasty league. I really don't think they're going to amount to greatness. I mean, I hope that Buddy gets some games out of them and they play a bit and they help him through what he needs. A 2nd, though, I think is pretty good to get for 3 guys who might never play. So, Beaker, if you're looking, my mustache isn't as good as yours, but my fantasy skills are superior. What's going on?
Yeah, that is a pretty greasy mustache there, but you made a greasy move this week, so it's understandable. My question:
greasy move. He sent the offer. He needed the players. We had to negotiate. He tried to get them all for 3rd. It wasn't happening. We're in a league with 0 quarterbacks available. Yeah, I ain't giving you 3 young guys who potentially could become the guy. You never know. I just can't do it. I can't look down 2 years later and go, oh my God, I just gave up a starting quarterback for a 4th. I just couldn't do it. But
for sure. Can you tell me how taxi squads work in dynasty leagues?
Yeah, I could probably even potentially pull it up and show you if you ask. That's an on-the-fly adjustment here, but I have the sleeper app pulled up. So why don't we just pop that up? We'll get it rolling here. We'll make sure we see you and pop up the right thing. Sleeper app, share.
Dude, thanks. Show it, man. Man, I got sick. Either in Hawaii or the kids got me sick or something. So I'm coming off of something right now. So sorry if I move away to cough a little bit or do something.
I was wondering what you're doing over there. I'm like, this is good. What's this guy up to? So we got our squads here. So if we go to my dynasty team, you can see Bush League Dynasty 7th annual for this one. So what we got going on the Bush League squad, man, and this team is just, I had to start Traylon Burks this week. Pure decimation of the squad. No way. If DeMarco goes down, he better play because I don't even have anyone. This team is a stacked team, but I'm just in bye week hell right now. But my whole team, look at them on bye. P. Ryan, bye. Williams, bye. Gibbs, bye. Bigsby, bye. Ayuk, the whole squad. Keto. So my whole entire team is on bye right now. Denver, bye. So Jalen Hall, Clifford, they're going to be gone out in a trade, injured reserve. I got Watson still. So my quarterbacks, once I get rid of them, are Watson, Davis Mills, who's backing up my boy CJ Stroud there. So that's a good dynasty combo, I think, to have CJ Stroud, sure, Davis Mills. Sure. And then I got our boy Lamar Jackson. So I'm loaded up there. But how our taxi squad works, if you look on there, if you can see it on the screen, I'm over in the sleeper app here, but you can see where our IR is. Hey, so the taxi squad here. The way we have it set, there's different settings and variances you can put into it, but you can put anyone who has under 2 years experience in the league into it. Some leagues will cap it at like just rookies only and stuff like that. But we give 2 years, and what happens is when the ball gets kicked off for game one at the start of the season, that taxi squad's locked. So the way the taxi squad is basically like it's your rookie. It's like your farm team in essence, right? It's like guys you're training for the future, pretend to play a game, and you got some guys in the stable, and that's basically what it is. And so if I wanted to call one of those guys up to my roster during the season, I could, but I would basically have to activate them, and then that taxi squad spot would remain open, right? So I would just have to drop a player off my team, and this would remain empty for the year if I activated them. You can't put someone else in later, but it's basically just like a little farm team. And so sometimes you get a guy that breaks out a little early, you put him there, but a lot of times rookies take a year or two to get going. So we're dynasty. You keep the whole team. There's literally like almost no one. Let me see who we're looking at. If I go the waivers, it's probably very slim pickings. Like a quarterback, there's nobody that's starting a game. Blake Sims, nobody, absolutely nobody. It's just a pure wasteland. DJ Dallas is you got nobody. And that's what Dynasty is about, right? Strategizing, picking. Like the only way you're getting new young talent is through the rookie draft, right? So just a pretty fun way to do it. But yeah, with the taxi squad, if that makes sense to you, just a place to stash some guys. So like you can see me, I've got Rashawn Johnson. I almost activated him at one point. This Aiden O'Connell spot will empty up when I fire him off in that trade here in the next little bit. And then the kind of cool thing too is you can see in Dynasty, like we're going to have our picks for 2024, 2025, 2026. And we have 4-round rookie drafts. So there's only 4 rounds, but I've been slow playing everybody, kind of tanking for a few years. And I think I got 8 firsts in the next 3 years and a bunch of seconds. So my team. Listen,
just because you're losing, you can't say you're tanking. You're just losing.
No, I openly, literally, when 3 years ago, I said, boys, I'm going to for 3 years. It'll be pinned right in the chat. I guarantee I pinned it in there.
I need proof. No, I'm just teasing you, man. No, I love it. I love how you can trade that.
Go right in the Bushleague server and just ask the boys. They'll tell you.
Okay, I'll ask him.
But no, I literally told the boys, like I said, like I'm kind of gonna just not really try that hard for a few years because I think I want to slow play this dynasty thing. I keep exiting out of it, but basically what I was doing is I was just kind of literally trading all my players away as I got them. And then last 2 years I started kind of stashing the positions I went for was quarterback and tight end. So I really loaded up, having Lamar and Stroud and Watson and a few of them guys. And then I really loaded up on tight end, having Mark Andrews and Kittle. And that's just such a stash. Then started getting young last year by getting Ayuk and a few of these younger little players, Najiba.
Oh yeah, you got a solid team.
But basically my entire team now is aside from 1 or 2 guys that are a little older, my whole team's 23, 24, 25. And I have so many more firsts that I can like really target shit, right? Like this year I took Gibbs, which is like obviously huge. He's turning out to be probably the best running back in the draft. Potentially, if he keeps going, he might end up being better than John. But just having that option, and one thing I did this year too, being a deep dynasty league, I actually drafted Will Levis, who just had a breakout game last week. Awesome to see him, 3 touchdowns to DeAndre Hopkins, and then a few more going over to a few other players there. One more going over to another player there. But I drafted Will Levis, CJ Stroud, and Anthony Richardson this year. So I went into the draft, like same thing. I had 4 firsts this year. It was my first year of like starting my onslaught. And so what I did is I drafted them. After that, we get our 2026 picks, right? Because we've used our 2023 one. So after the draft, it gives us that third year ahead. And basically right after because you got 3 years, right? So, once that year comes, you do the draft, it gives you the other years. And so then what I did is I knew what I was doing, and the boys are like, they're realizing that I fucking played it smart, but there's no quarterbacks, right? So going into this year, a bunch of guys like needed a quarterback, didn't even have like Rodgers, like Brady retired, like a few guys left the league. And so I instantly, within 2 weeks of the draft, traded Levi's, got a first, a second, and got a couple of good players for him. And then like 2 days later, I traded Anthony Richardson, first, second, and David Montgomery because I drafted Jamar Gibbs. So like instantly got my first back plus capital on both players. And so like, that's why I already have 3 firsts for 2026. And so like, I have a couple of years now where I can kind of choose, like I have 4, 5, 6 picks in the first 3 rounds. I can every year either draft a bunch and get future capital. If there's a position I can really pigeonhole my league mates into, or I can end up trading a couple of those picks for, if I'm trading a first to someone, I'm 100% getting a first and another pick because just the value in right now over 2 years, 3 years away, there's always a little price tag on that, right? Like a 2023 first is always more valuable than 2024 first. And I learned that best through years and years of PlayStation. Madden will tell you what those picks are worth when you go to trade them. And Madden is God when it comes to NFL.
They got it. Well, dude, man, hey, thanks for that breakdown. I've never done a dynasty league, but it sounds very interesting. I could see people blowing up their rosters for picks when, they don't have a good look. So, I would definitely like to participate in that at some point, but we have to get to our picks for this week.
Yeah, I'm going to see if I'm going to try to pull up this thing we did last time because we're in the advancedness. And I think I have the capabilities to do this again. And we did it before. So let's try this. Does it work? Are we back in biz? Are we in the middle? Are we doing our thing? Look at us go. I can even zoom. Tell me when to stop zooming, baby. You're my Zoom guy. Okay, I think.
Stop.
Is that the one?
Collaborate
right there?
And listen. What?
Is that the one right there? Did we do it? Did we nail it?
You got it. Right.
No, we're not. You don't even got me centered, baby. You gotta make me a little better than that. You gotta give me. Come on, buddy. Look at that. There we go. How's that? Are we good? There we go. Look at us go. Okay. Anyways, we already picked tonight. You're up ahead right now, 2016. So your boys might finally get a dub on me. I've been picking against them, and it's been paying the bills for me lately because their Steelers suck. So do my Broncos, so I can lip you all I want. But whose ball is it? Tennessee's ball, 50-yard line, 4 minutes to go.
Ooh, yeah, that's a lot of time.
And is that Henry taking it way around the outside? Just gets a few yards. I think that was the big dog. Oh, he's limping. Big dog's limping. What's going on? It's looking rough. Oh, that ain't Henry, though. This guy's too scrawny to be Henry. That's my guy. It's my guy, Burks. It would be the guy who's on the fantasy team, naturally.
So guess who screwed up this week? Who didn't set their lineup?
Oh, you probably.
Oh, man. So I left Henry on the bench this week.
See, last week
I
told you to bench him because you had 4 guys. If I recall, you had 4 guys going into last week. You
still got the 4.
I think that he ended up being, I think, your third. He would have been your third. Like he would have scored higher than Swift, I think.
He definitely scored higher than Swift. I believe he might have scored.
Guys, you should let me run the show. So shouts to you, Beaner. We'll give you that one. But
no, don't give Beaner anything. Beaner was telling us that Philly got beat by somebody Philly didn't get beat by. Beaner like had me second guessing my whole life. I don't want to talk about it. But then I screwed myself when I was like, hey, what are we doing about Sam Darnold? And you guys are like, shut up, you're an idiot. And I'm like, I'm an idiot. So yeah, that's how that Twitter space went for sure. 100%.
Someone's gonna keep this on the tracks.
Yeah, right. There you go. Take it.
But yeah, so that's how that one went. You give him the call there. But I still think like it was the play to make. You had 4 studs. But this week you probably got someone else who's on a bye week that should be on your bench, and that MFer should probably be in your lineup. Am I incorrect or am I correct?
Yeah, I probably could have moved him into a wide receiver spot. I'm sorry, I'm losing it, dude. I'm losing it. I probably could have moved a wide receiver from my flex slot down and moved him up instead of moving a different receiver into my flex spot. That's what I meant to say. Leave me alone. It's been a long week. I don't need you attacking me. I got this sweet new sassy hat though. Did you see my new sassy hat I got?
Wait, what?
I said I got this sweet new sassy hat. Do you see it?
I do now that you mentioned it, but it did its job. It's camo, right? I didn't even see it the whole time.
Yeah, it's got sassy on the side too.
I see it now that you say it. It's a sassy hat. I just thought it was a camo hat because I couldn't see it because it's camo. It's doing its job.
This way.
I like it. We need
hey, we got to do a straight up trade. I don't know. I think you sent me a bunch of local weather and sports drinks. So when those come in, I'll send you some sassy stuff.
Yeah, you probably don't even have to pay the bill to send me the sassy stuff. You just say, AO Odyssey, ship her on over to our boy TKB. He's promoting, he's helping, he's putting in the work, he's grinding. We better put a t-shirt on that MFer.
He'd be in as long as we can get some content out of you, which
we already are. Every week you're getting sassy.
Give me a break. Let me get it out. I was gonna say you're the king of the content, and what?
Appreciate it. I'm just getting going, so I'm not king yet, but we are together going to get to the top.
I'm happy for it. I'm having fun today. See, listen, I've had a rough week, and you're bringing it back. You're bringing it out. I'm in. I'll shut up now.
Hey, love it. Fucking hey, you got to give it back a little. You got to have a little time. But let's get back into what we're doing. We would have just been like buzzing the alarm for 3 hours straight because we haven't done anything with our picks. But let's get buzzing. Let's get moving. Let's get in the groove of the Bush League speed. One day we'll have a graphic. I'll press it, bang, and it'll bring the vibes even more, and we'll know that it's pick time. And once we get those graphics, we'll be on the next level. But first game, I mean, Goodell, get the out of here. Like, you got the best game of the day at 9:30 in a gosh dang morning. I get it, it's in Germany, and I get it, it's 8 hours later, and I just get it. But no, that's Bush League. I will watch it probably, but I'm gonna have to watch it while I do my 8:30. Gosh dang it, it's a time change. 8:30. You got the buddy, I'm working out at that hour, Goodell. You got 8:30 in the morning. Oh.
Wait, hold on.
What
time is it for you right now? 9
o'clock.
Okay, it's 10 o'clock for me.
Yeah.
So is that on your time? Because I'm showing 8:30 for me as well. So you don't time change.
No, so like we're
about to be on the same time. We're about to be on the same time, dude. Let's go.
Yeah. So what time zone are you? Because
Centrals.
So you'll switch to what time?
I don't know.
Well,
I don't pay attention to that stuff. My wife just tells me to wake up at a certain time, and that's when I wake up.
Right now it's 10 for you, right? And so you'll go back 1 hour.
Are we gonna have to start our? So the games are just gonna start later for you?
Yeah, the games start later for me. Yeah, so that'll be good because we'll actually be starting like at the start of halftime instead of at the end of halftime.
No, we'll be starting at the same time because just because the times are based on the States time, not your time.
So you're right. So when it starts, I don't know how it'll work because it always confuses me. But so anyways, in Saskatchewan, we don't time change because we're not idiots like the rest of the planet. Like, what the hell are you all doing? You're dumbasses. It doesn't change anything. Like, just get up when it's a little darker. My God, pull your God. Honestly, we got to address. What is everybody to just get up an hour earlier? It's easy. Pull your life together. It's not that hard. Or just open your businesses an hour later. It's just something meant to keep the people in line and then following some shenanigan BS. Who cares? Once upon a time, they were saying, oh, farmers said without it, there's too much sun on our crops during the day. Are you guys as stupid out there? No, nothing changes. Just wake up and just quit changing the clocks and just leave me alone. For the rest of my life, never change the time ever again. I get time zones. I get it. Okay, I get that. But the time change can F right off. Anyways, thank you. PSA for everybody. Fuck the time change.
All right, I just documented that time for a later clip. 55 minutes.
Anyways, okay, but no, so you're right.
Noted. Wait, no. We're not done with this yet. So
Okay.
I agree with you. I agree with that. I feel that. I want to live that. However, somebody mentioned to me the other day, one big challenge that people have is like kids getting to school in the dark in the morning. And just hear me out, that in the light, it's safer for them to get to school. The kids that ride their bike to school, the kids that walk to school, the kids that do this, do that. And I was like, that is the best argument that I've heard for it to date. Is hey, the kids that go to school, because my kid rides her bike to school, so it's something that I'm like, oh, you're right, that makes total sense. So it was the only argument that I've heard that made sense to me, was the kids going to school in the morning. But you mentioned a second ago, start an hour later, that makes sense as well.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I mean, you could just, if that's the issue, now school just starts at 10 and ends at 4. Nothing changes at the end of the day. Nobody's in the dark. That's a pretty easy change.
Solution. Instead just shut. I just said, like, hey, we're just gonna do new time. Like, we had this time and now we're this time.
All businesses open at 10 as well. Society functions during the daylight. It's pretty easy to figure out. We don't need some dumb government being like, hey, so by the way, we can't keep track of a single freaking dollar you guys give us. But if you could just switch the time for us, that'd be great. Because why? Just leave me alone.
Europe's already on it. Europe's already switched their times. So I bet like spaces this week have been kind of weird for me, because I'm reaching out to some of the guys I know in Europe and saying, hey, like, where are you guys at? You guys are supposed to be on this space with me chatting right now. And they're like, I thought that space was an hour later or an hour before. I have no idea. If we're back or forward or whatever. But anyway, hey.
The one thing that fucks me up though is because we don't change, our time zones change, right? So I'm mountain time right now because I'm the same as Alberta. And when it switches over, I'll become the same as Manitoba. I'll be an hour off of Alberta. And so my time zone will change back to central. So like, I always fuck that up, because I'll be booking meetings in central time, but I'm actually on mountain time, and I fuck up my own meetings because it's like, I'm in the only place in the world, though, in essence, where our time zone then changes because of this, right?
Arizona's the same. Arizona in the States is the same. And I agree with you. And working internationally, I mean, we don't really work internationally. I don't. However, but through Shredding Sassy, a lot of our contacts are international. That makes it tough, makes it difficult, makes it interesting. Again, I jumped on a stand-up call this morning at 6 a.m. my time, and the guy said to me, oh no, it's an hour later. It actually is at 7 a.m. your time now. And I'm like, well, I can't be there an hour later because I got to get the kids ready for school. So kind of screws things up. But
these games will start an hour later, which I like, because on the Sunday shows, for me, the game will start at the same time. So for me, I don't have to start at 9:30. I get to start at 10:30 my time. So what this will mean is, if we're starting this show continually at 8 o'clock your time, because of what you have going on in life,
9 o'clock my time, 9 o'clock my time. So it'll be 9 o'clock your time as well.
Yeah. Okay. So we're figuring this out live on air. Nobody gives a shit. But if you guys don't know your time zones, we're helping you now. Set a parlay. Time zones are changing on Sunday. Left's going left and east is going right. And I don't think that made any sense. But anyways, what I was going to say was that will mean game starts an hour later. No, I like that because that means we'll start it. That means we'll be starting in like the second quarter. We'll be wrapping up before the game ends, though. Yeah, we will.
The game time is going to be based in the U.S., right? Based on whatever the U.S. time is. So the game's still going to start at the same time for me. We're still going to be doing the same thing based on the U.S. time zone. Does that make sense?
Yeah, you're right. It'll still be in the middle of the game. It's just I'm going to be doing it till 10:30 at night as well now too. Okay.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. So you're doing it an hour later with me. You're going to be up late.
I don't know why that was.
We're going to be doing.
But
it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. I feel you. Hey, I think we have some picks to make.
Yeah, we didn't make. Okay.
Can you just sound the horn? Just sound the horn. I know it sounds on its own, but I think you should just hit it once because we really screwed the pooch. I don't know where that term came from. It's probably not a great term, but we had a rough go of it today. But I think I needed this, man. I needed this in my life. I'm glad that we got to get together today and chat a little hockey, chat a little nonsense, and have some fun.
I hear it.
It's up right now. Go get it. What the fuck you waiting on, man? Let's go.
The fuck we waiting on? Ooh, Snoop Dogg telling us what the hell it is. Go get those picks. Okay, maybe sorry, Snoop. My bad. We get those rolling now. We didn't get a red light, but what the hell we waiting on? Okay, I'm sorry. My bad. We'll get that buzzing. Let's get them up. Let's get them rolling. We don't got to go quick because we got quarterbacks to talk about, but goddamn, we rolled an hour. We've rolled into this saying the vibes are low, and somehow we've bantered for an hour and didn't even do our show yet. Okay, let's get this moving. We might have to put a little sugar on this one, but Dolphins, Chiefs, we're rolling into it. Chiefs, the boys, Broncos, take out the Chiefs last week. Let's go. Timestamp this one. The boys are back. They're going to make a playoff run. They're going to take the Jets back out in the playoffs. Those little green pricks. The boys are coming. Chiefs, how'd you lose to that disaster of a squad? Dolphins.
Oh man, I can't see the Chiefs losing two in a row. It's just not in their wheel. Have they lost two in a row? And they may have. I just can't see it happening. Plus, I'm still on the T Swizzle Travis Kelce train. So I just want to see T Swizzle in the news. So I'm going Chiefs.
Okay, look at you. That's cute. That's cute. Vikings. We got just some abysmal stuff on tap for that game. Like I said, a couple young quarterbacks. Who did the Falcons just name starter? Heineke, I want to say, was just named starter for the Falcons. So that's going to be, he's good. He's okay. But it's going to be Hall with the Vikings. It's coming out as another rookie too. So you just got like this one of many games where it's not really that exciting. If you ask me, it's going to just –
and
it's not going to be that fun.
So, and Dobbs got traded to Minnesota. Obviously, he's not starting this week, but I would assume that Dobbs is the starter for the rest of the season after this week. Is that what you're thinking?
I think it's going to be let Jaron Hall, who came in, a rookie pick, see what he does, see what happens for this game. We know Dobbs is a good player. We know he's doing it for whatever reason. He seems like they have him just pegged as a kind of career backup. We'll see if that changes or not. But it's really just going to be what does Jalen Hall do if he comes in and gets it done. I bet you they keep playing him because they do need to be looking to, like, as much as you hate to say it, there's a chance that this affects, the future for their Kirk Cousins, right? He's 35 years old. He's getting up there in age and it could be near the end for him. I mean, he's probably going to bounce back and he's probably going to come play, but he's going to start to fade out like all the other old guys do. I think when you have an injury like that at that age, you never know though, right? Rodgers is planning to come back and play a hard one, and he could come back and play another year or two, and that is what I hope. But as a franchise, they're probably trying to look and see, we got to be looking to a year or 2 or 3 from now because this guy's gone anyways. He's going to be 40.
Yeah, I love Kirk Cousins as a person. Hope he can come back from this and want to see him be successful. He's one that Minnesota the last few years have been picked to go pretty far and have done pretty well. So nothing but the best for Kirk Cousins. And yeah, there's going to be a time soon here within the next year or so for them to move on and find their next franchise QB, and maybe this is it.
Yep, for sure. So who you taking?
I'm
going Falcons.
Yeah, Falcons. Yeah, Falcons.
You writing it down this time? We got her locked in.
Well, now that we're talking, yeah, I should probably write this down.
Because we'll fuck it up like we did last week. We'll blow it completely. If your kids are listening, it's okay. We'll swear. Word won't hurt them. It's okay. You get over it. So Bears.
In our edited version, we'll edit this out.
No, we won't. This is live. No, you guys. It's there the whole time. Bears Saints. So is Carr back playing? Is he starting this week? Like he is, right?
Yeah, he is starting
with the Bears. Home field advantage. Bears are just trash. Saints get the win.
Yeah, I'm on the Saints as well. I'm gonna have to type this out. My pen's out of ink. It's just not a great week, man. So we got. Let me go back. Let me go back, and I'm going Chiefs. I went Chiefs. You went Dolphins. We both went Falcons. We both went Falcons.
We
both go Saints. All right,
Rams,
keep going.
Packers are again. They're in the exact same spot. Start some young rookie guy. Sorry, what am I talking about? No, they're not. I'm just saying that because I traded.
No, Stafford. Wait, hold on. Let's talk about this. So Stafford is questionable. Thumb injury. So the Rams. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with the Rams and their QB situation. He's day to day right now. Anytime I see day to day, I assume they're going to start on Sunday. Anytime I see day to day midweek, I assume they're going to start on Sunday. Who knows this week with Matt Stafford?
That's fair. I like how everybody's just like trashing Jordan Love. Like he's probably not the guy. This and that. He's had like 3 bad games. He started the year pretty strong. And all it takes is like 3-4 games. They just get rid of guys around here. I think that's half the reason why the league doesn't have as many good guys as they should, is because they don't let anybody falter. You fuck up at all, you're gone. And like nobody ever gets a chance to really grow into their spot a lot of times. Like the people who do, but a lot of guys don't get that opportunity. You see, like if a guy like Mahomes had 6, 7, 8 bad games, he's not losing his job.
No, but he came in and he was successful day one. Mahomes was extraordinary, right? You know what I mean? Not a lot of QBs come in and do that, but Mahomes did have a
for sure. I just think there's a lot of guys that come in and they don't excel in the first 8, 9, 10 weeks, and they just kick them out. When you give them a little more of a chance, I bet they would become something. But at the end, you got your calls and you got to move along. I get it. It's a business.
I'm going Rams.
Packers at home. Can the Rams get it done? I'll go Packers just to pick against you. Commanders, Patriots. Patriots suck. Commanders suck. Who are Commanders starting? Are they starting Howell? We got Max Jones, Howell. It's just like really abysmal. The quarterbacks that are being started. That one's another one where it's like it's just so bad. I'm trying to look up something I had saved earlier. That's a stat I was looking at. I want to send a shout to Pickwise. But so this week on tap, including this game. So Sam Howell, Mac Jones. Hear me out here. Clayton Tune and PJ Walker. Like who?
Who?
Clayton Tune and PJ Walker, baby. Exactly. Who? Right? Josh Dobbs. Taylor Heineke. What? Daniel Jones, Aiden O'Connell. Like Daniel Jones is pathetic, even if he is the starter. Like,
dude, there's
right now. Will Levi's, Kenny Pickett. Like, what is that? And then Fields out, Tyson Bagnet, and Derek Carr. Derek Carr is the only one where I'm like, that's a little disrespectful. The guys aren't his thing. I think he plays good. I got no issue with Derek Carr, but that's an abysmal 12 quarterback. That's 12 of the teams in the NFL. That's half of the games because of bye weeks. That's who's playing. So, like, think about that fantasy-wise for where that is compared to, like, a lot of seasons, right? Like, we're coming into this massive bye week, and there's 10 or 12 guys, like, playing that don't play football, right? So, like, literally, people are relying on those guys this week. And for me, if you're in that bind and you're in that situation, it's tough to know exactly, who a guy thinks. Like if you we're playing this game today. I mean, I probably would have maybe fired up Pickett if he had to. Levi's after his last game, 100% fire him up. I'm not sure what exactly his stats are right now because I'm not watching the game live. But, I would have suggested firing up Levi's for sure coming into this game. But if those other games, if you got to pick up and you're hurting, you're in like a 2 quarterback and you need someone who you can start and you can get him in there. I mean, O'Connell is someone who he's showed a little bit in his other game. I might consider putting him in that place.
Let me jump in and give you Levi's is 20 for 34 for 245.
Any TDs? Or is
no TDs. No TDs. Just Derrick Henry, 17 carries, 75 yards, 1 TD. Dude, it's so strange to see.
20 seconds left. They're driving down there. But what were you going to say? Sorry.
I was going to say it's strange to see. Jaylen Warren is just putting up yards for the Steelers, and Najee Harris being that supreme back for them. Over the last couple of years, Jaylen Warren's really showing out this year, and it's been good. It's been good to have that 2-back system in Pittsburgh. Jaylen Warren with 11 carries, 87 yards today. I'll take it.
They just threw. Levi's just threw. He probably had a touchdown, and he just about got picked. 14 seconds left, second down. He underthrew that one a little bit. I think he lobbed that up a hair, and then his guy might have had that. That was
the play-by.
Get intercepted.
Keep the play-by going. I'm ready. No, keep it going.
We're rolling Commanders, Patriots. Patriots suck. I'll go Commanders, even though I don't.
So I went Patriots. So I'll give you Commanders.
Nice. Yeah, no, that's good. They got starting this week. It's of course not going to show me the stats as I go to pull them up, but I was trying to see who's starting for the Commanders this week. It's not telling me. Nonetheless, let's keep rolling because you're going to have to surf through everything to get these stats because it's taken us 27 minutes instead of 2. So if you want those picks, you got lots of research to do if you ain't writing it. Seahawks, Ravens, Lamar Jackson and the boys will take the Seahawks. Easy work, I think.
Yeah, I agree.
Seahawks are good. They got that. Bucks and Texans. How you doing? How you riding? We'll get into the World Series in a little bit, but how you feeling about the Texans? What do you think going on there? They're going to get it done?
No, not against the Bucks. Not against the Bucks.
No, you think Baker Mayfield and the boys got what it takes? CJ Stroud can't.
I got a soft spot for Baker, man. I think it was all those commercials when he was in Cleveland doing the ESPN commercials. I think that my soft spot for Baker's is there, and they've had some. I think they've had some good wins this year. So hopefully Baker keeps it going, and we get a win in Texas.
Love it. Cardinals, Browns again.
Wait, whoa! You went Texans?
No, I'll go with the Bucks.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, no, I'll go with the Bucks. I'm banking on Godwin and Evans to do some things and stuff. Both teams suck. Way she goes. Cardinals, Browns. Like we discussed earlier, is Kyler Murray coming back? Don't know. For me, I know you tried saying earlier in the year, is he playing this year? I told you he was coming back. I got him stashing on my fence.
He's definitely coming back. Yeah.
And so now with the trade of Dobbs, I think there's a good chance that we do see him coming back this week. I mean, I think that's kind of one of the signs of like green light. Kyler Murray's about to play. We'll activate our other backup and we'll trade Dobbs out and get some capital for him. You know what's insane though? Dobbs is playing good. He's playing some good football. They traded him. Dobbs in a 7th for a 6th. Like what?
Yeah.
The Broncos gave up a 1st and a 2nd for a coach, and these guys are getting a QB for not even a 6th. Like it's just a trade off from a 6th to a 7th. Like it's like for nothing. Is literal nothing. It's like trying to trade a house for $1. That's what they just did. How and why? And shit like this happens in the NFL, and I just don't get it. It makes no sense. Like the quarterback market is clear as day expensive. How did you just get a quarterback who is literally winning NFL games right now for not even a 6 because you gave him a 7?
You get a 7. So looking at excuse me.
You're dying.
Yeah, looking at Sleeper right now. They have Clayton Tune. All the money on Clayton Tune starting right now. So we'll see if that happens.
Like he's a good back. I wouldn't be surprised if he does put in one more week and then Murray's back. But I think Murray's coming back. I mean, he's
agree.
Close.
Agree. Have they chalked up the season? I mean, have they called it?
The Cardinals, have they called the season yet?
Yeah.
I don't. I mean, I would at 1-7. Whether they have or not, I don't know. But I would say they probably have. I mean, who knows?
I think they definitely have. They definitely have chalked up the season.
Come back. Maybe I'm wrong because they're so abysmal, but I think he'll come back. He'll play and he'll see what he can do. Colts, Panthers. Gardner Minshew and the mustache. They can beat the Panthers.
We got to go back, man. We talked about the game. Did we both pick the Browns?
No. Oh, yeah. No, I mean, it should be obvious by how much I said they suck. Yes.
So the Browns. Me too. Okay.
Browns.
Colts, Panthers. Easy Colts.
You're taking the Panthers? No, I'm kidding. Colts. So Giants, Raiders. Giants. Jets barely got by the Giants. I was surprised to see it, but now Daniel Jones and Aiden O'Connell, that matchup I was saying earlier. Aiden O'Connell's a guy who maybe I would start if he had to out of all these running backs. But the Giants has a decent defense, so it's tough to say. But I'll go Raiders at home with the young stud because I don't like picking Daniel Jones.
Yeah, I'm taking the Giants, so we'll be off there. And I just got a notification on my phone that Edmonton has come back within 1 goal of the Stars. Stars were up 4-1, and now it's 4-3.
Nice. And
not nice. No, not nice. What are we talking about?
I'm probably getting fantasy points from my boys, Leon and Connor. So Pittsburgh.
This is a good one.
You're up 1-0. You get the early win this week. JJ Watt in the crowd talking about the win after the game. Yeah, you get the win. 20-16. Pittsburgh over Pittsburgh over the Tennessee Titans. Derrick Henry, 1 or 2 touchdowns tonight. Absolutely buzzing. Moving on. Cowboys, Eagles. Cowboys been looking good. Got nothing against them. I think they're going to take some losses, though. They face some tough teams. Eagles will roll over them at home.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to take the Cowboys here. I think that the Cowboys have had some good weeks. Eagles lost to the Jets, who, the Eagles have some weaknesses. I think the Cowboys are going to come in and expose them. I'd love to see the Cowboys win here. Huge win for Texas after a Stars win yesterday and Texas Rangers World Series.
Gotcha. And at least, we get a little recovery. Obviously, it sucks the Dolphins and Chiefs are going off in the early game. It would have been cooler, I think, to see them a little later. But I still think, we get a good late game. We get the Bills and Bengals at the late game this Sunday. No complaints about that game. Bengals at home, if I do recall. And it's going to be a battle. They're both like Buffalo can't afford to lose many more games. Like, they got to win some games. They're not at home, but I'm going to put my money on Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills to get a win in Ohio.
So I'm opposite. I'm going to go Bengals. Bengals coming off a big win over the 49ers. The 49ers, who were unstoppable 3 weeks ago, they've lost their last 3, I believe. It's a rough go in San Francisco right now. So I know that has nothing to do with the Bengals, but the Bengals are flying high after that win, and I'm pulling for the Bengals over Buffalo. It's going to be an interesting week. We have a lot of different picks this week. This is the first time in a while that we're not in line. We are not in line.
I respect it. And then last game, Monday nighter, because we're rolling deep into the show here, baby. Last game, Monday nighter, we got Jets, Chargers. Who you taking there?
Yeah, I don't care. I don't care who wins.
Yeah, but you got to pick someone.
Oh, I do. Fuck, man. I'm gonna go Jets. I'm gonna go Jets just because
they've been doing good lately. They're on some sort of little run, even without Rodgers. I'm appreciating it. I'm respecting it. I got to give it to Herbert, though. Herbert and the boys will get her done.
Chargers. I like Herbert, man. I like Herbert.
Herbert and the boys get it done. Chargers, that's a win. That's a wrap. That's the picks. That's the longest it's ever taken us to do it. No, it isn't actually. It's the longest it's taken us to do it in about 4 weeks. But we got her done. Love to see it.
We did.
I'm probably going to keep going. We're well over 500. I'll probably keep winning. I think. I don't know. Who knows?
You feel that? You think so?
I might be losing right now for all I know. But us together, we're winners.
I'll tell you what, man. I agree. I agree with you. But we started talking smack 2 weeks ago, And
we blew it last week.
We had a rough go last week. We had a rough go. I was doing airport push-ups, and I know the quality was bad. We might have to go back and check the tape on that. I might not have done all the push-ups, so somebody might have to go back and check the tape. But I was in the airport doing push-ups, man. It's been a rough go. It's been a rough go. People were judging as they were walking, I'm sure, looking, staring,
you were
judging.
In that airport by yourself, I remember. Nobody else was in there. They're literally the only person in the hall.
Yeah, you're right. They were like, dude, look at that. They saw my biceps through my my hoodie. Man, it was impressive.
I like it. I respect it. One other thing we should roll on to, obviously, you've got to be a little stoked. I know pretty close to home for you, but last night, World Series wraps up 5 games. Obviously, I didn't call the Rangers or the Diamondbacks going into it. I didn't really think the Diamondbacks deserved to be in that game. I didn't think they deserved to win the last series. I thought they probably should have lost to the Phillies, but they pulled it off. Congrats to them. Kudos to them. They got their, I want to say, first trip to the World Series. Was it for them? I could be wrong. I think it. Maybe I'm completely wrong. Maybe I'm full of shit. I don't know much about baseball. But either way, good to see the Rangers win. I called the Astros winning the World Series. Again, Rangers ended up rallying and taking them out. And it was a great rally. Garcia put on a show in those last couple games. And, I guess what are your takeaways from the World Series? The Rangers are champs. I know that's kind of your squad being close to you there. And then what are your thoughts?
So let me start off by saying that I wouldn't call the Rangers. I'm a baseball fan. I've moved around a lot in my life. I was in the military, the U.S. military, so I've spent a lot of time in a lot of different places. Growing up outside of Pittsburgh, it was when I was there. It was after the Barry Bonds era. It was like just as the Barry Bonds era was ending, and then the downturn since then has just been astronomical. The Pirates have been just not a great team for quite a long time. So my wife's a huge Giants fan. She's from Northern California, a huge Giants fan, won World Series in 2010, 2012, and 2014. And the manager of the Giants during those years was Bruce Bochy. So moving to Texas, obviously we became fans of the Rangers, just following the Rangers. I wouldn't say we're hardcore fans. I don't want to say we're bandwagon fans, but this year they signed Bruce Bochy as their manager. He came out of retirement to manage them. So that was something special for my wife, who's a big Giants fan, and Bochy, led the Giants to 3 World Series. And then to come in, the Rangers went out and did a lot. They got a lot of talent this year to come in and be successful. And Bochy, in my opinion, he deserves it. So great to see him get a 4th ring as a manager. And really stoked, man. So the parade is tomorrow in Arlington. I don't know if I'm going to make it, but I would love to go. We'll have to see. The wife has already asked me if we're going, so we'll see what happens. I'll follow up with you guys next week if we end up hitting the parade in Arlington tomorrow. If it was in Dallas, I'd be there in a heartbeat. But it's out in Arlington, which it's not far. It's not much further. But it's really cool. Just first World Series for Dallas. Just a great showing. Nice.
Love it. Cool. No, I mean, obviously, congrats to them and hope that, they have a fun offseason. They'll be partying, probably a big couple parties going down in Texas right now. You guys should be shaking the streets for a day or two, maybe.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely, man. It's mayhem as always. Sports are great, right? Sports are the great. You cannot follow at all. And then in the finals, it even if it's not your team in it, you're just love to see it, love to be there. No matter the sport, no matter the team that wins, the Stanley Cup specifically, I get tingles and tear up every single time. Every single time somebody wins the Stanley Cup, every single time somebody lifts the Stanley Cup, I tear up a little bit. I swear to God, call me a wimp, call me the B word, call me whatever you want. But that's how I feel almost any time any major professional team wins a sport. Anytime a national champion is crowned, anytime a world champion is crowned in the Olympics or in any other World Cup of sorts. So
man, it just reminds me of my dreams, and I'm stoked for them always. I'm always just like, so the same way. I'm emotional about it. I love it.
100%. You're happy for them. You know what I mean? You're happy for the people. You're happy for the cities. You're happy for the teams. You're happy for it all. And it's so cool. And maybe I didn't feel that when I was in my 20s, but now, where I'm at in my life, like, it's just so cool to see. I'm not a huge basketball fan, but darn straight, I'm watching every single game in the championships. and the final, right? You know, I'm watching it all because, you know, sports are so telling. They're so great.
Nice. Love it.
Yeah, man.
Well, I think we covered most everything. We even ran a little later. We're under our hour and a half, but we ran a little later than I thought. You were saying you don't know if we got much to talk about, man. We, like I said, we just bantered. That was good. We were all over the place. I don't know if anybody got much valuable information out of us, but few places where to go with some quarterbacks. Obviously, those who want the valuable information, that's what Sunday morning's all about. You can tune in live to our Twitter space. We roll that about an hour and a half before kickoff. So that's usually where we really deep dive into those last bit lineups when we have all the information. We know the injuries, we know who's starting, we know who's not. So feel free to hop on, set your notifications, Bushleague Sports on Twitter. That show will go live every Sunday morning, about an hour and a half before kickoff, and you can get everything you need to know there too. I know as well, over in the Discord, you hop in, we got our free weekly DFS league every Sunday, play DraftKings League. Hop in for free. We're going to have prizes at the end of the year. I think we got 5 or 6 people who've made it into the playoff house. I don't know if you've put up a win yet. I don't think you have. I got close last week. I finished second. I'm going to hopefully try to play my way into it with the boys, but so far I haven't been lucky enough to win a week. So hopefully, you know, if you're not set, get in there, get it set for this week, buddy. Easy. Take 2 minutes while you're taking a poop one day and you can set that lineup. No excuse. That's what pooping times 4 is for fantasy, baby.
I need to get in on that, man. I saw DK made it this week. Into the.
Somebody clip that so everybody knows. Everybody's like, oh, I didn't have time to set my lineup. You shit twice a day. Set your lineup. I don't want to hear it.
You shit twice a day? Am I irregular because I only shit once a day?
I maybe don't. I don't know. I think some. No, like some. It depends on the day. Some days 1 shit. Some days 2 shits.
Dude, my lab shits twice a day, and it's massive. It's not.
I don't know how many times a day dog shit because I'm in the acreage, so they just shit wherever.
Yeah, it's a good move.
It's a good talk. Move. Good shit talk. That's amazing. But yeah, set your goddamn lineups, people. Like you, what's your excuse? I got to know. You had all week. What'd you do? What were you doing? What were you doing while you were pooping this week? It was more of a priority. Hit us with it.
Well, what had happened was, I don't know, man. I don't even know what I had for breakfast, brother.
That's fair. I respect it. I was looking through our show notes and I'm like, oh, we're supposed to BQ for benching Henry. Let's give it to this guy.
We did talk about it. We talked about it, man. That was like an hour and a half ago. Hey, I got to tell you something.
Sad then. You're happy now. So now we can give it to you.
You're being nice. Hey, I got to tell you something. Stars win.
Cool. I mean, I'm not an Oilers fan. As long as McDavid and Leon got me a couple fantasy points.
They always do. They're the only ones that score. So yeah.
Happy for you. I'm happy for your city. I'm happy for your people. Just so happy for you with this win tonight.
Thanks, man. Hey, thank you very much, man. Tomorrow we got some stuff. You have the Sassy Summit at 11 a.m. Eastern. That's a space on Twitter. So if you're on Twitter, you follow at shreddingsassy.com.
Let's go.
Man, this is too crazy. I'm just done talking. At Shredding Sassy on Twitter, on X, whatever you want to call it. We got a space going tomorrow.
Pretty sure 11 a.m. Eastern. ShreddingSassy.com. No, check it out. You guys might be able to find your way over to Shreddits and whatever else. So don't be shy to hit that up too, baby.
Thank you. I appreciate it, man. I can't do it. I'm done. Have a good night.
I love it. Peace. Appreciate you. Thanks for coming. Thanks for the banter. Hope you have a wonderful evening. In a week or two, there's going to be 25 cases of sports drink, local weather, stacked up below you. I know we've seen the images. Like, I was like, I wonder if it's going to be a nice, like, fancy little tightly packaged case. No, nice open cardboard space. Those things are going to be behemoths. Like I said, you tell your wife that's airspace. She can't be mad about the airspace in your podcast space. She's just got to let it slide for the boys. It doesn't even count as not even on the floor. Is just floating in the air. It's just
I'm gonna stack it to see if I can fill up the hole behind me with it
I think 25 cases is easy. Like I feel like 10 cases, you're over the Sassy sign behind you.
Yeah, the Sassy Trail sign. Heck yeah, man.
Stacking in the corner. You'll be stacking them everywhere. But anyways, I appreciate you. I appreciate you bringing the vibes as always every week, getting into a little hockey, getting to know a little bit more about where we're going with sports, get a little bit of low quality football talk. If people paid attention, they'd learn something. If they didn't, they just weren't paying attention. We snuck in all the information anybody will ever need. But as always, appreciate you. Look forward to doing it. Make sure you guys check out everything No Sleep and Them are doing over at Shredding Sassy. We love having you. We'll do it again next week, baby.
Thanks, brother. See you soon.
Take care. As for the rest of you, I'm stoked to be here, stoked to be doing this every week. Back next week, episode 9, week 10. We lost an episode somewhere. I was going to do a half episode one day to catch it up, and then I was like, it won't matter next year. Next year, we're going to be on episode 67 in week 2. But nonetheless, as always, join us on Sundays. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you made it this far, I freaking love you. If you didn't, whatever, I forgive you, I guess. But at the end of the day, I just want to talk sports with my friends. I want to have a good time. Let's grow this thing. If you like what you hear, share it. If not, comment and tell me why I absolutely suck and why I should get off the air. I'll take the heat. Let's go. But until then, I want you all to have a great time, a great night. We'll catch you next week. Get in those bets, get in that free DFS league, and stay Bush League, you beauties.
From the bottom, ain't no half-stepping. I'm the dog, I made it through so they don't ask questions. Long Beach, and it ain't no half-repping. Once a dog, always a dog, so they don't ask questions. From the bottom, ain't no half-stepping. I'm the dog, I made it through so they don't ask questions. Long Beach, and it ain't no half-repping. Once a dog, always a dog, so they don't ask questions. Tell them never question, dog, I'm sitting ghost status. Eating chicken with my gin, smoking on some cabbage. Used to pedal on that swing with my fro out. Whole lot of bunnies flocking to me when I roll out. I've been rolling on dubs, coin collecting, keep it sonic blue. Blue rags and house shoes, they know how the dog do. Skinny nigga, heavy pockets, the West OG. Can't a nigga cross the globe say they don't know me. Been applying pressure from 8 to 24 like Kobe. Mr. Hall of Fame used to bend the corners with strollies. Had to lay the blueprint, they rolled out the carpet. Anything I wanna own, I got my own market. Blew this, blew that, everything beautiful. Still ain't sold my guns and I still ain't had to use them though. Was once a hard head, now I'm counting blessings. I made my own way, still they don't ask questions. From the bottom, ain't no half-stepping. I'm the dog, I made it through so they don't ask questions. Long Beach, and it ain't no half-repping. Once a dog, always a dog, so they don't ask questions. From the bottom, ain't no half-stepping. I'm the dog, I made it through so they don't ask questions. Long Beach, and it ain't no half-repping. Once a dog, always a dog, so they don't ask questions. I can't name a thing that I didn't half-step. From the streets to movie screens, been getting bags and checks. Kept it solid, you won't hear me with no bad rep. Legendary Crippin' made it happen, and that's on the set. Still rolling on gold things, I'm a boss nigga, know I got it all. Chuck T's with the white tips, it's Long Beach when I make the call. It was Tanqueray, never Indigo, I be drinking my own shit. Still high as blue skies, no questions asked cause I own shit. Never been a